absolutely love. It is destroying Yu-Gi-Oh! Sharks. In the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Someone that when you breathe funny, they're like, oh, you breathe funny. You can't take it back. Hold your breath, buddy. Or some stupid, you looked at the card, you have to commit to it. Like, shut the hell up. This is a game. You know, someone who takes their thing they take life way too seriously. This is not the Olympics, which I would still beat you in every single event at Olympics, except for sucking, which Ron, this guy, clearly is great at. And I'm going to obliterate this guy. So let's get straight into this video of me pulling up the greatest Yu-Gi-Oh! Comeback ever made. And it's even just bonus cherry on top against the biggest loser of all time. Let's go. So the duel begins. What am I playing? Manadium! Manadium best deck. So if you look at my hand's absolutely busted. But what happens as his first action, I already saw it coming. Like standby phase, he drops the Charming Perulia. Now, I hate Perulia much more than Fualos when I play Manadium, but it's fine. Because Fualos, just extra deck. But with Manadium, you're gonna summon a bunch from your hand. It's all good. My opponent's gonna draw a lot. Now I'm faced with a choice here. I could be a loser and just do nothing, or I could be the Pen God. Instead, let's do something. And I intend to just ignore the Perulia. I'm gonna go ahead and put such an unbreakable board that his Perulia, I'm gonna shove that Perulia so far up his ass, he's never physically capable of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. And this guy this is the second time he sharked me. We're gonna get to the shark a little later. And the shark wasn't like a crazy game-changing thing. It was such a minor issue that it was just such a loser thing. You'll see when we get there. Anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and go Room Heart from hand. You can draw all you want. I'm gonna chain, Caleria, Meek, Room Heart, and then he drops Fualos. So he has Perulia, Fualos. He's about to draw from Meek special from deck. And I'm like, man, if this was the Droll, we would have Droplet, Econ, Paradise Engrave, Masquerena, and a free monster on board. He would have 5 cards in hand with our 5 interruptions. But the double Charmy hurts here. But what do I do? Am I going to give up? Did Alexander the Great give up in his conquest of the world? I'm Alexander the Great direct descendant. So what do? I'm like, you could have your Charmies, you could have your 20 cards in hand. I accept. I accept the challenge. And then he also chains Valor on Room Heart, with Room Heart with his search, a synchro negate by reframing, but I don't even give shit. So we end up with the board of this. All right, now I'm like, all right, I'm just going to keep going because he's going to have to stop me at some point. Synchro 6, Arcielga, a fact, he lets us go, I get LZ, I'm going to special. And now, I'm going to get a special, I'm going to go Synchro 8, he's going to imperm this, I'm going to search with Wanted, and now it's going to get a little crazy, okay? We're going to search a bunch, so I accept the Charmy challenge, and I'm going to fast forward to the point when dude has 15 cards in his hand, and we're going to go into the reason why I allowed him to do this. 10 draws later, and I summon the reason I allow him to go off. I summon my Infernal Flame Banshee with 2 level 4s, and this is why I believe Nemesis, Archnemeses Protos is one of the most broken cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! That no one is abusing right now because it's so good. Because you could accept the Charmy challenge. I got double Charmied, double Valor Imperm. I got hit with 5 hand traps, 2 of which are Charmies. It doesn't matter how many cards my opponent has in their hand if they are physically incapable of playing the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they are locked out of darks or lights. If you're playing Malice and you're locked out of darks, you auto lose. If you're playing Blue Eyes, you're locked out of lights. You auto lose. Doesn't matter how many cards you have in your hand. You can have your whole deck but one. It's like 30. It's like accepting the Maxi challenge when you know you're gonna win. If you know what they're playing. So I know that they're playing Malice. So my Meek is level 4. I go right card and Meek, and this is why I love Manadium. If you get drolled, you just go into your Fiendsmith play. So you end on Masquerena, Paradise, plus any 1 synchro interruption you make with Manadium, plus all your backgrounds, like 4 interrupts through Droll. Against Charmy, you just go Banshee. You accept the Charmy challenge, and they're going to use their hand traps beforehand. Because just like they did earlier in this, they stopped Blackwoods, they stopped all this other stuff. So we're going to go Banshee, search Nemesis Flag, but you're like, okay, but Trif, how am I going to be able to special Nemesis Flag when, keep in mind, yeah, my opponent has 20 cards, but he used his hand traps already. Yes, it's a little risky if they draw into infinite hand traps. Normally, it's much easier through 1 Charmy. Through 2 Charmies, you gotta be like next level ballsy to do this. But I'm like, I don't care. I am. Because I know my opponent doesn't have it. I can read his soul. So what I decide to do in this scenario is I'm going to go ahead and SP a card from my graveyard, Rhesus, I'm going to go Special Nemesis Flag by recycling the Rhesus. This is also another reason why I love the Nemesis engine. Even just for a special summon, it recycles one extra deck card for free, or main deck, whatever. I'm going to go ahead and activate the effect of Nemesis Flag. I'm going to get Protos here, and then I'm going to just banish 3, and here is where I take the chance. So, let's say I use Protos effect, but let's say he has another Veiler, and he decides to Veiler the Protos on summon. If he Veilers the Protos on summon, I simply go into Abao, respecial the Protos, and then use Protos effect again. So it plays through that, like saving Veiler on Protos, and using Veiler on Flag, like no one will know you have to Veiler Flag. I can also just hard draw the Protos. So there's a high likelihood that they're going to wait for the Protos to hit the board. It's like Rescue Ace Turbulence, where a lot of times when it hits the board, they have a backup plan in case it's Veilered on summon. If it's Veilered in effect, you chain SP. So I go ahead and call Protos. I call Dark, removing my SP from the field. However, I just wanted to make sure my Protos resolved, so I don't give a shit if SP hit the grave or not. So then I'm going to Link Summon into Moon. Yes, my Black Witch had to leave as well. I didn't want to risk in case he had a Veiler. I want SP to sit on the board. My opponent, yes, look at the amount of cards he had. Here's the beautiful thing about this deck. My opponent can draw all the cards he wants. Now, people don't know about Charmies. Charmies are broken, yeah, sure, yes. But during that phase, they gotta put back cards, so they only have what I have plus 6. Now, I know that's crazy, plus 6, like they're still gonna have 10 cards. It's like resolving a battle. It's like resolving Prosperity. Look at 15 cards, put back 7 or some shit. You know, it's still broken, like I'm probably gonna lose, but when you have Protos in your deck and it resolves against a Malice deck, he's playing Malice. The only problem is he's playing Malice, Fiendsmith, Bestial. So there's so much shit he could summon. However, we'll see if he's able to pull this off. He then pulls off the 4th hand trap, so double Imperm, double Veiler, Charmies, and then this is where he sharks me, okay? I understand it's in a real YCS, obviously you're gonna not allow this to go through. In a real YCS, this is not a shark. If in a real YCS, if I activate Perlerino, I'm like, actually never mind, I'm gonna keep it, because obviously that means one more card for him. I just figured I'll activate it and then droplet it. In a real YCS, no. But you have 20 cards in your hand. We are trying to pull off a real, as close to a simulation as real testing as possible when you play online. This is extremely early. Fake internet points for wins on Dueling Book is fake, okay? No one cares that much for it. So I told him, I'm like, bro. He's like, what? I'm like, I don't want to activate Perlerino. We're testing. Like, it's not a big deal. You have 20 cards in your hand, bro. Realistically, what difference in the duel does me activate Perlerino or not? It was like 2 seconds that I activated and took it back. But then he was like, no, you already did it. I'm like, bro, it's not that serious. We're just testing for fun. Like, it's really not that serious. I just want to see if I could pull off winning through double Charmy and 4 Veiler Imperm, you know? It's like, if it's a YCS, you're right. I wouldn't even even if it's a region, even if it's a locals, I'd be like, don't worry. You're right. I'll keep the Perler, I'll accept my misplay. But this is fucking online fun dueling, bro. And then I'm like, you're a loser. And then he's like, he called the judge. So I'm like, okay, I'm not trying to if this is a YCS tournament, he'll be in the correct, but it's still a little scummy considering you have 20 cards in hand and we're playing for fun online. So whatever, you're a fucking loser. I'm gonna kick your ass out. I'm gonna beat you anyways. So at that phase, you gotta put back a whole shit ton of cards. If here's one more thing before I get into this. He's gonna discard at his end phase anyways. Like, it's such a minor thing that he didn't need to ruin my respect for him. For such a minor, I'm trying to simulate my perfect playing so I can practice with what I might have taken to Mexico. And the smallest thing he's gonna discard 5 cards at his end phase anyways, dead ass. So it affected 0 in the actual, if you're telling me to take back a game-changing play, I get it. It was my mistake. But such a minor fucking difference in the game state, but at least I know in my heart I played perfect if I didn't do that. So yeah, he's a loser for that. Dead ass, anyways. Such a minor thing. You're really gonna risk your respect of someone you're dueling against for that. Especially someone who you're probably gonna duel more times than not. Anyways, he goes Swallows. This is to stop the potential Lacrima summoning out Requiem Paradise, but he's locked into specifically lights only, and I know I have Econ and Droplet. I'm specifically trying to save my Protos for next turn, because it's going to be a big grind. I want you guys to pay close attention to this, because when you have a Protos in your deck, you could realistically accept every single Charmy challenge. I'm not kidding. Even if they draw 10 times, as my opponent did here. He had to put back some of it, and he's probably going to discard at the end, but if your Protos survives, you could lock them 2 times. And on top of that, a Bao could resummon it too, which is very important because you're probably playing Fiendsmith in your deck. And if you go Fiendsmith, you could make a Bao with 1 extra monster. So, and this card says, must first be special summoning from your hand. Once you already special summon it properly, you could resummon it from your grave as many times as you want. So I'm going to steal the engraver. The reason you want to steal the engraver here is if I allowed him to send Protos, it hits the grave. Obviously, he's going to get another engraver, but it doesn't matter. Like your goal here is to just basically make sure your Protos survives. That's my goal here. I already know he legally cannot activate engraver. If I was a dickhead, I could call a judge and be like, no, just like he did, be like, hey judge, I'd like to officially put a PE minor on him in case he activates another one that's a game loss. Like that, like, if there's such a minor mistake your opponent does that doesn't affect the game whatsoever, don't fucking shark, bro. You're gonna see he's gonna discard, he's gonna discard anyways. That really ticked me off the wrong way. Like, at least IRL I understand, but anyways, that really pissed me off. So look, see, end phase, he discarded 4 cards. Bro, you could have just done that anyways. Anywho, he gets this back, now it's my turn. I need to pull off this comeback. He goes Magnum up right away to send the engraver. I could resolve Lacrima on his end phase, but if I did that, he would simply banish the Paradise, send Desiree, send Protos. That's why I did not activate Lacrima on his end phase, basically meaning I'm blocked out of Fiendsmith. But I'm trying to make sure he doesn't, like, I know he's playing Malice. Look at his hand. He has Malice in his hand. I do not want him to activate any of that shit. So I will literally not let him. And he has the talents in there somewhere. So he goes Baldrake as well. I call Dark. So he basically chains Baldrake. I go Protos enter battle. I could, like, if I special anything, it's immediately gonna get met with Paradise. I want my Protos to try to survive for even 2 turns. That's my goal here. So I could have played, like, I could have tried, but I would rather wait. Next turn he clears Protos, then I could go right soft, Fenrir, and then I could do my Vanadium stuff. So I survived 2 turns. Will I come back? He had 20 cards in his hand. Remember the original game state. This absolute loser. This is actually gonna be an amazing duel. You're gonna see this comeback. He's gonna go M7. I have 1 interruption here, which I'm not using unless I absolutely have to. He goes that. Now I could let sequence resolve because I'm gonna have to deal with he plays double Requiem, which is crazy. I'm gonna deal with Paradise or Desiree anyways. Like, he's gonna banish Paradise. But the reason why I do not drop it right now, this is double Requiem. He probably plays Ignumde as well, but he's gonna play double Requiem. So if I allowed this sequence to resolve and Desiree hits the board, my droplet will be lost and you'll have a Desiree. So I did not want to take that chance. So I just droplet it. He goes into Lubellion, he gets a Sorin. He's playing some weird, he's probably playing extremely minor amount of Malice and hand traps in general. Lots of Bestials. I draw Elzet, I go right soft. I'm like, alright, now he's gonna fucking lose big time. I'm pissed that he was like, did that, you know? So he's gonna get rid of my Fenrir. I'm like, that's fine. So now I only gotta deal with the Veiler, and I think he has double Bestial. And he has Lacrima come back, I don't care. So I'm gonna go Elzet. Elzet's gonna get this, and now it's gonna be a matter of playing perfectly, basically. I'm gonna tribute summon my Visas. I'm gonna special Lightheart. I'm trying to get him to waste his Bestials ASAP. I go Visas here, the same Visas I added back, trigger from grave as well. I get a double search now with Wanted and Calarium. If you check my graveyard, there's 1 Reichphobia. You are gonna miss the second Reichphobia and second Lightheart in your deck many times if you're not playing 2 of them. As I'm missing it right now, I go Calarium to get Roomheart. I go Visas to pop itself. I go a pretty cool play here. I Visas to pop itself, so all my synchros this turn will gain 800 attack. And then I Calarium will chain to re-special the Visas, because Visas destroyed itself, so Calarium will resolve. And then I activate Wanted. He has 1 more Veiler in his hand. He has a Veiler in his hand that he searched. So I'm assuming his hand is, I literally thought his hand was Veiler, Charmy, 1 Malice card, and so a random card. That's what I thought. I thought 2 Malice cards, a Veiler, and a Charmy. Because 15 cards in his deck. He already resolved 3 Charmies. Clearly he's playing 6. So there's 3 other Charmies randomly in his deck. I do this so he's not able to Bestial my 1 Black Witch, which if you know anything about like 99% of decks that play Wanted, they all play 1 Black Witch. So I didn't want that shit banished. So it's a cool way to make sure I have no monsters on board. So I'm able to add this back, re-special Visas. I then special Black Witch. He Veilers the Black Witch. I go Scareclaw Arrival. I go Cross Sheep. I go, if you check here, you already got rid of my Visas. So this card is considered Visas on field. Specialing Astrolaud, triggering Cross Sheep, and Astrolaud to pop and special and add. I did not resolve Vanadium Roomheart yet. Adding Imaginings to draw. I'm trying to get 1 interruption here. I get Sinful, which is pretty good. I do this. This is why I miss Arcealga so much. I had OTK. If I either played Access Code or Arcealga, this was OTK. And Chaos Angel as well. Because I could have Chaos Angel wasn't game. But if I had, I did play Arcealga. So yeah, I searched Wanted. What was it that I needed? Oh, It was, yes. So what I needed here was access code, because access code was game and Chaos Angel was game. I needed both of them in here, and I just opted not to play it, so that was an error. Also, playing the any sinful spell is very important, because you're always gonna have a battle send in this deck because it's free with cross sheep sequence. But yeah, we're gonna use that. We're gonna send. This is I go moon into cross sheep. I'm just trying to set up Protos, so I just call I attack main 2. I call Protos. Look at this simple thing here, okay? The attack of Astral Loud is 4,250. He did extra damage. I didn't know, like, I'm not paying attention to little minuscule damage on his turn. This is important because what's about to come out. I'm not paying attention to minuscule damage because I know that I can't kill him. I know that because of my lack of access code or even I removed Chaos Angel going first in my deck so I could go Banshee. Like I removed Chaos Angel going first, so I couldn't actually OTK him. So I did not pay attention to how much damage he took. Okay, I did not pay attention to how much damage he took because I knew I couldn't kill him. So I saw he did a whole bunch of damage. Okay, Protos attack. This is what I'm focused on. I tried to save Protos, but I couldn't. There's no way that I could think of without Chaos Angel that I didn't even play that I could save it. And on top of that, my SP was gone. Like, it was really difficult to resolve Protos and keep Protos on field. I just wanted to call Dark, basically. So, or I called Light, I think. Whatever. Anyways, I called it. Yeah, so I called it. This is the situation now. He's under Dark. So, I think Astrolog should have left the board. I don't even know why it's there. It's a whole crazy game state we're in here. I think Astrolog shouldn't have even been on because I called Dark. But anywho, watch this gonna... Oh, I think I called something random. So we're gonna go into here. Just look. Yeah, I removed Chaos Angel. That was a card that would have made guaranteed OTK. He takes talents. Now look at this. I win the game. So he goes straight into battle phase. I'm like, okay, this is not game. You ready? This is where I win the game. This dumbass, look at this. After he sharked me, he just attacks, thinking that this has more attack than it doesn't. I'm like, okay, thanks. Then he's like, wait, why did you say it last turn? I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm not focused on how much attack my card has. I knew I couldn't kill you. Like, it is my responsibility. It's both our responsibilities to know how much attack it is. It's not just his responsibility. But I'm not focused on how much attack my card has. I'm just focused on, can I keep my card on the field? Also, I'm pretty sure my Astrolog should have hit the graveyard because I called Dark, no? So I'm a little confused as to why it's even there. I wasn't paying too much attention to this. So this is probably a 100-minute duel, a 90-minute duel or match. It's very long. And then he calls a judge. I'm like, after you shark me, you're gonna call a judge? So anyways, like dumbasses like this, bro, I can't believe. Like, I have a better play if its attack isn't as much as I thought. That's your fucking problem, bro. So this was a super toxic match. Delta go back to the beginning when he had 20 cards. So like, it affected 0 in the actual, like, if you're telling me to take back a game-changing play, I get it. It was my mistake. But such a minor fucking difference in the game state, but at least I know in my heart I played perfect if I didn't do that. In this game state, I'm not allowing you to take shit back. You cannot even resolve Desiree because you already resolved Engraver. Sequence is engraved, so you cannot resolve Desiree. So this exact game state would be, he makes nothing with Mouse and Requiem. Astrolog comes back on my turn, and I utterly kill him on my follow-up with Azamina and Fiendsmith follow-up with Black Witch. So then on my turn, I kill him. I just left because I left to duel with this game state because he was he pissed me off. First you scum like with 20 cards, and now you make a massive misplay and call a judge. So boom. You're a loser. Yes, it's my responsibility just as much as yours to figure out the attack, but I was not, give us both a PE minor. I was not fucking focused to figure out how much attack Astrolog has. This game would have also been over. I played Access Code or Chaos Angel a turn ago. But anyways, we got that deep, so we're like, fuck it. And just like that, I kill him. Because now what would happen is there's nothing else he can make, even if he links with Astrolog, like he cannot make it dark. So if he links with all these for nothing, I still have a full follow-up to OTK him in the follow-up because he's not able to do any interruption. All because of Protos. So this game was mine. I went through 20 cards in hand. That guy's a loser. This is the deck list. This is the upgraded deck list after a bunch of fixes I did. That guy was a bum. I will money match him for $500 if he's watching this. Anyways, next. The reason why I feel that this deck is extremely competitive right now, you look at 60 cards and you get obviously thrown off. But the thing with 60 cards, there's any 60 card pile since the beginning of basically combo cards is incredibly difficult to hand trap. Even like if you have a combination of Veiler, Ash, Nibiru, 3 very strong hand traps together, it does nothing. If you have 3 Veilers, it does nothing. If you have Ash, Veiler, Ogre, Veiler, probably still does nothing. Like, it doesn't really matter. And going second is very powerful with Engine, but you're able to play 23 board breakers, and I am considering Nemesis, probably the strongest board breaker that you just drop at the very end. So it's actually very good, especially with Fenrir, in a way that you're able to search your starter and scare cash to go into Lightheart, to then do combo, but also to stop their cards. And cards like Fenrir and Droplet or Fenrir and Econ work so damn well together going second, because you have 6 ways to Fenrir, or 7 if you try hard enough. You drop Fenrir, you attempt to use Fenrir's effect, and they immediately try Imperm or Detonator or whatever card they might use to stop it, Veiler, an interruption. They will try to use it immediately on the Fenrir, to which you chain Econ or Droplet. Your Fenrir resolves, you get Scareclaw Kashtira, which is then able to full Scareclaw combo, and then your Econ or Droplet resolves, forcing another interruption. So it stops 2 to 3 cards. And then when you draw double Kashtira, is when it's even more absurd, because they must stop the first Fenrir, and then let's say you chain Econ Droplet, you get Scare Cash, but then you get another Fenrir. The Fenrir can stop another. So it's actually very, very good. And then you side into like an absurd amount of board breakers. So post side you have 31, 32. And then going first, you're able to set up through Droll and Lockbird. You're always able to set up some combination of legitimate. I'm not kidding. It's like about Desiree SP very easily through Droll and Lockbird, which is a problem Vanadium has had forever. Speedsmith solves the Droll problem, and against Charmies, you go into Nemesis almost every time, depending if you can set up one protection. I try to set up Sylvia and Nemesis, and then go to Nemesis. But sometimes if you have like enough interruptions with these cards, because going post side when you know there's a bunch of Charmies and Droll in there, you basically prioritize your first ad to be these trap cards that you just remove for Fualos and like a Droplet or something. You prioritize no matter what to set these as your first action. So even through Droll or Charmy, you're able to set up still 5 interruptions post side. This deck's very powerful, and the only reason I'm showing you right now is because I decided to take something else for Mexico. If Mexico was streamed, I think I'd take Vanadium. I really love Vanadium, and I want to show it's a very powerful deck this format. However, there is simply just not enough time to test 1,000 matches as I had with the other decks, so I decided something else. But that's the video. I think that's the greatest comeback of all time. Even though you guys didn't get to see the ending because I was pissed off at the guy, so I just you can call a judge for that after you snake. That's absurd. So yeah, he would have just had to pass on no interruptions there, and then I'd kill him on the comeback. And yeah, Bone, you're a bum, bro. If you're seeing this, I'll money match you for your whole bank account, for 1. And for 2, don't shark people for the smallest thing. You're discarding at the end phase anyways. You lost all my respect, even though I didn't know who you were in the first place, just because of a minor thing. Anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. Vanadium best deck. Peace.